So we're sitting here, and we're actually eating, but a particular topic just sprang up on us. And so we were watching the video, and there's a whole lot of these videos online. You can search it tomorrow. It doesn't matter if it's a man, it doesn't matter if it's a woman, it doesn't matter if it's a group of men or a group of women. Somebody's always saying some crazy shit, okay?
Stuff.
No, this is be real.
Stuff, crazy stuff.
We're grown. We are over 18, right?
Well,
I ain't gonna say how old you are because that's rude.
Don't start with me.
But we over 18, right?
Don't start with
And
me.
so they speak. These young people, 35 and under, maybe some of them are even in their 40s. I don't know, because black don't crack, right?
It don't.
But these singles out here be saying the wildest stuff.
Yeah.
And I be looking at them thinking to myself, ooh, baby, you gonna be single for life.
Right. Yeah.
So, in particular, we were watching a video specifically, and maybe we can clip it and stick it in. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But the girl's saying, I couldn't be with a man who doesn't want to do more or wants more. And the conversation was about dating and finding a mate and finding the person who you can spend the rest of your life with. And they were like, is him not wanting more okay with you? And she was like, absolutely not, because I'm driven. And if I'm driven, then he got to be driven, even more driven than me. So, because I have dreams and ambitions and all of this. And I said to myself, this woman want to be single for the rest of her life. Am I wrong in saying that?
I don't know if she's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be very hard for her to find somebody that's gonna be even more driven than she is and stay at that constant drivenness the whole relationship. That's exhausting. And somebody's gonna crash out.
And the other thing that we mentioned, or we said immediately watching, is that they're not gonna have time for one another.
No, they're not, because
if I'm driven and you're driven and we're both driving and we constantly grinding, we constantly hustling, unless we're doing it together.
yes, the same exact thing, working towards the same goal in the same business, doing the same thing. If you doing your thing and they doing their thing, you're too busy doing your thing.
Yeah, you're running so hard that you end up running away from one another.
Yeah.
Because the truth is unless you have a business that you're doing together, like, I can understand if you were both real estate agents, you were both, had your own real estate firm, and you're both selling houses and all of that, and you're moving together and doing it all that way. But 9 times out of 10, that's not the case.
Right.
9 times out of 10, you don't find a human being in your same profession who you vibe and click with and that you can get along with every single day.
Right.
All day.
And at home.
That's a rarity. Because somebody's going to have to leave at some point to get a breather from one another.
Right.
And that's real talk.
Exactly.
Because if I spent all of my time with you working and playing and just chilling, I've made no space for nothing else in my life.
Right.
And okay, so I gotta correct and say we kind of do that, but we're weird.
We kind of do that, but like, I still go out and do other things.
And I do from time to time, but it's rare because I'm introvert.
You stay in the house.
You're an extrovert, and so you get out in the street. So you going to do your Lions meeting. It's not the same thing.
We do
but we are together all the time because you work from home. I work from home right
Right.
now because I don't, because my company wants me working from home because it's more efficient.
Right.
And it saves them money.
Right. That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. Let's be real. And you work from home because you've owned your own business forever. And so we both are here most of the time. And then we're here at night. And then we travel together and we have fun together. But there's moments where you'll just be gone. You'll be gone for all day. Or,
I have a conference I got to go to for one of my little...
Or you got a wedding to do. And so you got, you're doing stuff, right? Yeah. So there's a bunch of moments that we're not together all the time. Mm-hmm. But if you are looking for somebody who's driven, you're driven, and you both driven. If we was both driven and both trying to go to all the different, like say I was a real estate person,
Yeah.
and you're a wedding planner. Our hustle is in two different places. Now they cross at sometimes because sometimes your clients are going to be looking for a house, and so then I can pick them up. But the truth of the matter is that 90% of the time, our streams of connection are not going to cross.
Right.
And so I'm trying to go to meetings for what I got to do. You trying to go to the meetings for what you got to do. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find houses to buy and flip and do my real estate thing. You're trying to hustle and do your stuff. And so we end up hustling. We're moving so fast that we are missing one another.
Right.
Somebody got to stay at home and just be silent. Somebody got to be there to be the anchor. What happens when your world is crashing and you have no anchor because the person you're with is like, I can't take time because I'm hustling.
And this is not that you don't want to achieve, you don't want to be the best, whatever it is you want to be. It's just, at some point, you gotta stop grinding. You grind until you die. At some point, you get to where you at the goal and you okay with that. Like, it's not that we want you to not be all you can be, but
exactly.
And then there's grind times. The time I'm grinding is maybe not the time he's grinding, and the time he's grinding is not the time that I'm grinding. And sometimes you just kind of go, because that's kind of like what's happened with us when he's doing his thing and it's hot, hot, hot. Usually I'm in a slow time, and then when I'm in a slow time, what he's doing is hot, hot, hot. And so it just kind of, life just kind of flips like that evenly. I'm glad it's worked out so far. So, but,
yeah. I get that, but and then you watch other videos and you just like, why y'all say stupid stuff? Like I was watching another video. And the girl was like, if you ain't taking me to Jamaica on the first date, then I don't want to go.
On the first date? Oh, my God. I should, women, I got chips. Oh, Lord. Freaking.
No, you get no redos.
I
It's over.
Redo.
That was 30 years ago.
I got scammed.
That was 30 years ago.
On the first
Literally,
date?
That was 30 years ago.
Oh, Lord.
You don't get no more. You don't get no redos.
Man.
You only get a redo after the first 30 days. You gotta have your receipt.
Oh my gosh. I got gypped.
Yeah, she said, if you're gonna take me on the first date, it's gotta be Jamaica.
Wow.
Now here's what she said. This is what she said. She said, we in Miami and it's only a 35 to 45 minute jump to day trip to Jamaica. You can jump me over there and then we have a good time and then fly back. And I'm thinking to myself, you still made me spend $500 because even if we only going on a day trip, we still got to pack something with us.
Right.
Just in case something happens.
And you got to buy food.
Mm-hmm. So now I done flew to Jamaica. We're going to say that's only a $100 ticket. So 2 tickets, that's $200. There and back, that's $400. Now that's cheap ass tickets. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. I cussed again. I apologize. But anyway, that is $400. That's a cheap flight. That's probably as cheap as you can get, right?
Guess. I don't think you can get a ticket that cheap, but somebody's gonna correct you.
Stop. So a $400 ticket, right? So $400 ticket. Now I got to buy food when we get there. I gotta buy you some snacks in the airport,
right? Because
you're not going to want to go to be on this flight eating regular old nuts and Biscoff cookies. Yeah, even though Biscoff cookies are fire.
Yeah, them Biscoff cookies are fire.
And you don't want to be drinking no canned ginger ale. You want something fresh. And so you want me to buy you a snack before you even get on the plane. So now I'm going to spend about $35 just for snacks at the airport because airport snacks is high as hell. And we're not even talking about the fact that I got to pay for parking. Because now I got to park my car and park. So that was $25. So now we have $475, right? Now I done bought dinner for you. Now that's another $200.
Hey, just forget it. Stop. $1,000 you just spent for this first date.
First date. See, that's how my wife does me. She just stops me and says, "Hey, you going too far."
Right.
You're getting too detailed.
Because that's how ridiculous he's thinking this whole Jamaica on a first day. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care if you are baller, the ballist. That should never be the first date. Never. Absolutely not. You know?
You're right. The soup is fire.
Even if even if you take them to an extremely nice exclusive restaurant on the first date, that is perfectly fine. If you want to flex like that. But a trip?
No.
And then she should be scared to go on these trips. You don't even know this person on the first date.
Exactly.
You don't know their mama name, their daddy name.
You don't know nothing. They don't know your mama. Your dad.
They don't know where he's from.
They don't know what allergies
Does
you
he
got.
live in town for real?
You don't know what allergies I got. You don't know what health conditions I have.
I need to know some social security numbers in case you try to
if you murder me,
yeah,
I need a picture and
right.
I need a picture and your social security number
Something.
and your address.
Oh my God.
I need all of that. I need a picture of your ID so I can
Yes.
give to my friends.
Yes,
so
to
if
my
I don't
friends.
come back, they
Right.
know exactly who I went with.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Then I need a private detective to make sure you are who you are because I'm
Exactly.
flying out of the country with you
Right.
on the first date.
On the first date. Come on
Yeah.
now. No, absolutely not. That's crazy stuff to me. That's how you get murdered. That is a murder.
Yeah.
They didn't even kidnap you. You just
You just got
voluntarily went into your murder.
You just got
I'm
murdered.
dead. Like,
Yeah.
I don't love my life anymore. I'm just gonna take this risk and this is
You
gonna
on
be
this first
it.
date to Jamaica with,
Right.
with Chucky. I mean, come on, man.
Find out that's one of Diddy's kids or something.
Oh my God. Then you oiled up and you did. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh my God. Oh,
That's got to be the worst.
scandalous.
Oof,
My
oiled
God.
up and dead. Oh, man.
unalive. Don't say that.
Oh, yeah, you got to say unalive.
Unalive.
Yeah.
We on that.
Maybe try to demonetize you for
Words.
bull. But yeah, I think that sometimes these young people, these young men and these young women have a skewed viewpoint of life that they have no idea what is really happening in life and what's occurring. They have no idea. They don't understand money. They don't understand finance. They don't understand. They don't understand. They just don't get it.
No.
You know, people. Oh, I wouldn't date a man if he don't make over $100,000, baby. Let me talk to you for a moment.
Well, yeah.
Let me talk to you for a moment.
A whole lot of moments.
So the number of men that make over $100,000 is about 39%. Right? Now you take that and you say, okay, well, let's separate. And you say, I would only date a black man. So now you done cut that in to a third, right? So now you at like 10% of the population that make over $100,000 that you are willing to date. Now you go, about 3 of them are going to be gay. And so now you down to 8%. You're down to 8% of the entire male population because you won't date somebody that only makes over $100,000. And you make $12.47 at McDonald's.
I don't know. I think they make more than that at McDonald's now.
They probably do, but what I'm saying is...
That's daycare money.
That's daycare. Oh, daycare money.
Daycare
No, daycare money. Daycare make more than that
They
now.
make more money now?
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
They take care of them bad kids.
I know. They used to not pay us nothing. It was
Exactly.
terrible.
So when you think about that, now you down to less than 8%, close to 6% of the male population.
Right.
You done disqualified yourself from. That's just in the United States.
Right.
You go even further, you go to Africa or any place else, now you at 0%.
Right.
If you make it global, you're at like 0.3% of the population,
Absolutely.
male population, because you went global.
Right.
Because other people in other countries ain't making what we're making over here in America.
Absolutely, they're not. No, they're not. It's a lot of poor. Yes.
Most of the world is poor.
Right. That's what I said. There's a lot of poor. We glorify the
that
middle
is-
and upper
That's
class,
why it's
but
only the
most of-
1%.
Yeah.
Because literally only the 1% have money.
Yeah.
That's
Everybody
trash.
else got a little something.
Exactly. But still, I mean,
But yeah.
but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you say, "Oh, once you limit yourself, once you set the target that small,
Yeah.
and there's no way to hit it.
Right.
Because first off, you're not even in the right circles to find a person who makes over $100,000.
Right, you're not, because if that's all you're making right now, you're not in the right circles. They're not where you at.
Mm-hmm. And if you're making $100,000 again, and you're in those kind of circles, and you think you're moving, you start to realize that a lot of the people you don't having to deal with, because they got bad personalities. That they know that they don't mesh with you. I would much rather have somebody who is a college educated, who's doing well for themselves. They might not be making everything that they at the top of their pay scale, but they're doing well for themselves.
But these are people in their 20s talking. It's like,
yeah,
like
20s and 30s.
Some people,
because I ain't figured it out yet. Real
what
talk.
What you're making in your 20s and your 30s is not what you're going to be hopefully making in your 40s and 50s. So hopefully by the time he gets in his 40s and 50s, he is making $150,000, a year. But when he started out, when he met you, he was only making like,
40,000, maybe 30.
40.
Let's go all the way back to 1995.
College don't count because you poor boy.
Okay, so when I got out of college, right out of college, first real job was the property manager job. The first real job was the property manager job. Right. Even working at the hospital, I was still in college. Even when I was doing phlebotomy, I was still in college.
Yeah.
But say first real job out of college. We're not doing no more classes. I was a property manager, right?
Yeah.
$15,000.
Yes.
That was it.
I know.
That was 1998, I think. That was 98. That was the year we got married. And that was $15,000, $15,500 a year.
Yeah.
That was in 1998, right?
Oh my gosh.
And you was with me.
I was.
And we was about to get married.
Yes.
We was getting married because I got the job after we got married, or got the job the day or 2 days before we got married.
Right.
And so first job, you was with me, and before that, I was just grinding, working 2-3 jobs sometimes, right? So 2-3 jobs. I wasn't making near $15,000. Like $15,000, I was like, ooh, I'm about to make some money. Like I was about to make some money.
Right. Yeah.
That ain't nothing when you look at it. Hey, scraps.
Right.
But I was a property manager for an apartment complex.
So we had to
pay no rent, no utilities, no cable.
Nope.
So all of that stuff, if you roll that in, that's a nice little package, right? So you over 20 with that, right? But still, even if you said 25,000, it's still not a lot of money.
No.
It was the two of us.
Yep.
And I think you was working at TJ Maxx.
I was.
And I was working at the apartment complex. But we was good.
Yeah.
When we might not have been going all over the place. We wasn't flying no place. We wasn't, we wasn't popping bottles.
To Jamaica.
No. We was first
20th day.
It wasn't until like 5 years ago that we went to Jamaica for the first time.
I know.
We had been together for 25 years.
Yeah.
Before we even got out of the country.
Yeah.
And that was just to Jamaica. That was a cruise.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even have a passport there. I'm telling myself, I'll speak truth. You did, but I didn't.
You didn't.
It wasn't that I didn't want one. It was just that I didn't have the opportunity, or I wasn't going out of the country. I got it now. Because, we might have to bust a move and get out this piece. But
oh, my God.
Anyway, thank y'all for listening. We're going to bust a move and get back to this food later.